but he just seems like a man who's built for war.
Yeah, cartwheels, looks pretty relaxed anyway.
Namo Fazil enters the 971 cage.
And please welcome our second fighter making his way to the red corner. Representing Russia, Yakub Sulamanov.
Undefeated, never has been training partner of European middleweight Hamza Chimaev didn't seem flustered at all by his opponent's bravado, and when you're training with guys like Hamza, I think it would take a lot to spook you. Most of his fights have been in Russia on promotions like ACA, but he was due to fight here in Dubai on PFL's January card. That fight fell through, so good to see him spreading his wings, facing new challenges tonight. 7-0 on his record. Is now called the right time for Yakub to broaden his proverbial horizons as a fighter.
Absolutely, and he's a completely well-rounded fighter. A lot of times you see the guys coming out of that part of the world, you think wrestler. His last opponent gave up due to knees from the clinch. He mauls people. His striking is exceptional. So if Fazil thinks he's just getting the grappler and he's just going to have to throw at him the whole time, he's got the wrong idea. This guy's going to come out, stand and bang.
Yeah, when you're training with one of the best fighters in the world, that's going to give you immense confidence, because day in, day out in the training room, you're seeing some of the best moves you're going to see, and like, what's your opponent going to show you to haven't already seen?
Was scheduled to face Al-Salawi earlier this year. That fight fell through, but when you're getting booked for fights like that, it shows the level that people believe you're willing to compete at that level and show that skill here tonight. He's certainly got a willing opponent. As we take a look at our tail of the tape for this fight. Yakub Sulamanov against Namo Fazil. 3 years in difference in age, couple of inches in height, 5 centimeters for Yakub on the reach. Pretty evenly matched across the board.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing these two 971 warriors once again. Fighting out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 183 centimeters tall. He weighed in at 81 kilograms. He has a record of 8 wins with just 1 loss. He represents Kurdistan and Iraq. He is namo fazil. Out of the red corner, this fighter stands 190 centimeters tall. He weighed in at 81.5 kilograms. He has an unbeaten record of 7 wins with no losses. He represents Russia. He is Yakub Sulamanov. Your referee in charge of the action is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean takes the reins for this grudge match of a fight. Andy Shepherd, Evan O'Reilly and Carl Keller on the call this one. Namo Fazil in the white shorts, Yakub Sulamanov in the black.
Given all the bad blood, Namo Fazil did come over and give him a big hug beforehand. Oh. Let's see how this goes.
Some early strikes landed for Namo Fazil. And if you're Fazil going against someone who's such a tall, rangy pressure fighter, what's the strategy?
Head movements, feints and fakes to draw out those shots, get past the straight shots, get in and do your dirty work. Fazil's got great hands, good low kicks. Those are good weapons against a long, lanky guy.
Yakub has got 3 KOs on his record, has stopping power. You see the height difference here. He said 3 inches there. It looks like there's a few more there.
Yeah. Given Fazil's build, this isn't something new to him in the weight class. He carries a lot of weight for the weight class. Given a little bit shorter of a stature, so he's used to going up against guys like this.
Yeah.
Knowing the pedigree of Sulaimanov's wrestling as well, it's interesting to see Fazil's not too phased by throwing kicks, because
Obviously, when you throw a kick, you make yourself open to a takedown by grabbing the leg. So he doesn't seem too phased early on. He looks pretty confident.
Talk about 91 being a marketplace for these guys showing themselves to the world. It's only appropriate that Yakub really does step out for the first time to show the world what he's got. He's a dominant, consistent fighter. He's always found a way to win 7-0.
Fazil's taking his time as well, so obviously the emotion which we talked about before, he's not letting that, dictate how he fights. Nice little teeth there.
Even his demeanor and the hug beforehand, it's starting to make me think he was just trying to get a rise out of him.
Yeah, good gamesmanship.
Fazil taking his time. He is pushing the pace at this point.
Nice shot. Sulamanov there.
Yakub does some great counter-punching early in this round. 2 minutes gone.
Similar to the Fares fight earlier, you've got one guy who's kind of staying in one position and just waiting for him to come in to land a big shot. And Fazil's doing a lot of the movement at the moment, which really is what he needs to do, because knowing the caliber of wrestling that he's up against, you need to keep moving. Oh, good shot.
Right hand landed nicely. As the small man with the lesser reach, is it for Fazil to really put the work in and try and close the distance?
Yeah, he has to try and get inside.
He undoubtedly will be the first to move, and he doesn't have the the luxury that he can just peck a jab out there, and keep him at range. Fazil's got to draw out the shots of Sulamanov and get in there and do his work.
If he stays at the end of Sulemanov's range, he's just going to get, he's going to get apart.
He's just going to get these bounced off his face.
Well, Yakub seems happy to stand center of the cage, just picking off on the counter. A few strikes come through there.
Yeah, Fazil kind of overthrew his shot, put himself out of position. I mean, it would have been a great opportunity to take him down, but Sulamanov doesn't seem interested in it right now. Nice knee up the center.
3 minutes gone in this opening round. It seems now like Sulamanov is starting to try and find a few little strikes that he's initiating on his own.
Neither fighter rushing too much here. Good pace of the fight.
Yeah, it's a nice smooth pace. Neither fighter rushing.
Both men know the instant danger that the other has.
Absolutely.
Again, that opposing stance matchup. Each fighter trying to stay outside the lead foot of their opponent.
Constant movements by Namo, just little feints, just trying to find a way to close the gap. A little flurry that doesn't pay off, but again it's Yakub on the counter, just tries to score.
Nice counter left hook there from Fazil to end the combination.
Coming up to 1 minute left here.
Something of a chess match here in the opening round.
Got a feeling in this last minute you may see Sulamanov try and get the takedown.
What Fazil needs to do here is he needs to be first and he needs to be last. He needs to finish that combination.
Little lower leg block there from Sulamanov. He won't want to take too many of those. Fazil will need to rely on his speed and closing distance.
Yeah. Whoever can finish strong these last 30 seconds, you feel like they may be able to influence the judges.
Fazil's getting a little bit of talking going on now. There's the takedown. You called that one, Evan.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go.
Doesn't succeed in keeping his opponent down.
That is a significant win there for Namo Fazil. Just stopping that takedown.
Yeah. Little psychological win.
Sticking his tongue out at him now is Fazil.
Final few moments of his opening round. Uppercut lands there from Sulamanov. Sulamanov just trying to pick this round up towards the end, impress the judges.
That little uppercut level just reminds me of Shemaya with his last knockout that he got before joining the UFC.
Is that the thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if these two love each other or hate each other. I think in another world they'd be good friends.
I think this week they hated each other. A moment ago I thought they loved each other. I think they hate.
Look, Fazil just went in there and kind of wanted to give me an embrace in the back of the head, like let's go.
But take a look at some of the significant moments from this opening round. It was Fazil who tried to push the pace early doors, but it was the length of Yakub Sulamanov that kept him at bay. But the worst building moments for Namo Fazil.
Yeah, lovely knee up the center there. I mean, Sulamanov showing what he can do. We're getting threatened by Sulamanov's corner here. Wet hell is thrown everywhere.
I'll be honest with you, that's a good getting pulled down.
Yeah.
The chaps, that's a difficult one to score something of a chess match opening doors. Can either man feel assured that they've got one in the bank?
I don't think so. I don't think either man can be sure. The worst thing you can do is rely on the judges. That was far too neck and neck of a round for either guy to go back to his corner confidently knowing that he has the edge.
I think Sulamanov was hoping to get that takedown that we just saw on the screen there, which could have influenced the decision in the round, but Fazil showed him.
Yeah, if he would have gotten that at that time during the round, held it down, dominant position, definitely.
And here we go, round 2 underway here in Dubai. Coca-Cola Arena 9.
I'm expecting in this round Sulamanov will try and get an early takedown and try and just grind him down in the round.
It's going to be seeing Sulamanov just pushing the pace more than he was in round 1.
He needs to up the tempo a bit.
Yeah, that cage generalship does play into the judging. For sure. If somebody's pushing forward the entire time, it does influence.
And also as well, if wrestling is something you want to call upon, it makes it harder when you're in the center of the cage because your opponent still has somewhere to move. At least if you get his back up towards the cage, like Khabib used to do, it makes that takedown a bit easier.
Yeah, you're kind of corralling them.
Interestingly, in this round, first one to strike is Yakub. He's much more on the counter in the opening round.
For sure. Now you can see Fazil switched the position where he's jumping Sulamanov towards the cage wall.
Jumping the offering there from Sulamanov. Just out of range.
Yeah. Lots of movement here from Namo Fazil.
What I'd like to see Sulamanov do is get Fazil into that sort of outer cage. So if you look at this sort of the markings on the inside of the cage, it's almost like an inner cage and an outer cage. Once you get them into that sort of outer cage space, he's more likely to be able to get him, push him up against the wall and take him down.
Very nice two-piece just landed there for Sulamanov. Snap the head back to Fazil. Here goes the single leg. Good sprawl.
That's the second time Fazil has stuffed a takedown.
He's going to grow in confidence from that as well.
One of the key pieces of Yakub Suleymanov's armory has been dispersed by Namo Fazil.
That's impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're a fighter who relies on your ground game so much and someone just stuffed 2 of your takedowns, is that going to knock the confidence?
Absolutely knock the confidence. It's going to make you have to rethink your entire game plan.
But that's what we see these fighters are made of. That's a left hook there. Do you see that little swelling in Fazil's eye there?
Oh, big shot! Big, straight right, just clips Namo Fazil. He's hurt, but he's still in this fight. He's egging on Yakub.
Yeah, he's scared.
You just saw the chin twitch to one side of Namo Fazil. He's still in this though. Got a chin of iron. Wow. 2.5 minutes left. We are halfway through this round and this fight.
He's got plenty of time to work here. He should take his time a little bit and pick the shots.
Yeah, I think Fazil's swinging those hooks just to push Sulamanov back so he can get a bit of a breather.
Fazil doesn't seem too phased by the fight he just took.
No,
that's
he's landing his own shots now.
Again, is that a little chink in the armour of Yakub Suleymanov? He's stuffed the takedowns. He's taken probably one of your best shots and he's still coming forward.
Yeah, you're thinking, what do I got to do to this guy?
He said that Kurdistan fighters were built different and we're seeing that right here.
He's backing up everything he said in the press conference.
Proud.
Yeah, you can talk that talk all you want, but clearly he can walk the walk.
And now he's picking up Yakub. This is turning into a beautiful fight to watch here in Dubai.
Sulamanov still landing though. That's going to happen. Oof, that was a labored.
There was no spice on that takedown whatsoever.
Yeah.
Is Yakub starting to gas here? We're just over midway through the fight.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, he has been circling, he has been backing up. And maybe, those couple of shots that he went for that didn't, he wasn't successful on, that might be getting into his head a bit.
Strikes are landed, but once again the steel chin of safe. Namo Fazil is holding up. You can't let too many of those come through though.
Yeah. I think Sulamanov needs to circle out here, just get himself a bit of space.
Lovely combinations coming through from Fazil.
Definitely the most effective combination right there of the fight, I think, for Fazil.
Fazil is growing in confidence. Some more spice on the takedown, but no way near enough.
He's not disguising those takedowns enough. He's just leading straight in and it's making it easy to stop him. Good space there for a knee.
Now Fazil growing into this fight.
Not getting too overconfident as well, just hunting forward, stalking his opponent.
You can see the smell on Sulaimanov's jab is kind of gone now as well.
Spinning! Nano Fazil stalking down the Russian Yakub Sulamanov.
He's not letting him get away as well. As Sulamanov starts to walk away, Fazil's still in his face.
Not great body language here from Fazil. No. I'm sorry, from Sulamanov.
Sulamanov was a heavy favourite coming into this fight. Fazil didn't like that, and he's cruising. 2 rounds in the can.
That bell couldn't come soon enough for Sulamanov.
And we were debating whose round was round number 1. I think we can all agree that one was the Namo Fazil.
So you can see that straight right. I mean, Sulamanov did start the round well. He had some good moments.
That was one of the most significant strikes of the fight. But not just really followed up. It was consistency from Namo Fazil.
The crazy thing was Fazil ate so many tough shots early on, but only got better as the round went on.
Yeah.
It's like he's building up the kinetic energy in this fight of Sulamanov. And the fact he's stopped so many of these takedowns. Look, this one here.
I wonder if Sulamanov was thinking, I can go to the takedown anytime I want and I'll get it, and when it didn't work, that maybe got in his head. I don't know.
That's got to be deflating. 110% deflating.
Because that is a spicy something, it's spicy in his takedowns. Do you think that's an emotional thing or is it a gas tank thing right now?
I would say a bit of both, I would say. I mean, clearly he is the more tired of the two fighters, but there's certain guys who...
Listen. Well, Paul, there goes your paycheck.
The stakes just got higher.
20 grand on the line for a knockout in the next 5 minutes. And I'll tell you what, I think Namo Fazil is looking for 20 grand in the bank tonight.
I think in his head he's already spent it.
I have never heard that. Yeah. Going to the 3rd round of promoters is back 20 grand on the table.
What I would say was an extra 30 seconds rest though for Sulaimanov, which might be nice.
He keeps flicking him up.
You get the feeling Sulaimanov wants to survive, but Fazil wants to go for the kill. Will these boys just point at the logo and go right now? They're once again being a little cage here. No one's going for a full firefight.
What you have to be careful of though is not let that number get into your head, and you throw the game plan out.
Absolutely.
We've seen it before. Final few seconds, you point to the canvas and you pay for it.
Look at this.
Getting these guys fired up.
Crowd into this one here in Dubai. Coca-Cola Arena sold out. 971 Fighting Championship.
Center of the cage.
There's 20 grand for a knockout in the next 4 minutes.
I have never seen that in a promotion in my life.
Let's be honest, guys, that's a lot of money for anyone, particularly full-time fighters. That gets you camp.
Munir living in Thailand.
Yeah, and I like that Munir kept that to himself. He didn't tell. I'm as shocked as anybody in this arena. He obviously didn't tell anybody else.
He did just ask me for a 20 on the loan.
Yeah. He was looking through your bag earlier.
But once again, it's Fazil here trying to push up Sulamanov. There it is! Look! Fazil looking for the finish, and he's got it! For 20 grand! Fazil has got 20 grand and a huge win here in Dubai!
Wow!
I don't know if it was the 20 grand, I don't know if it was the atmosphere, but Namo Fazil takes all the energy from this week.
I think the money
huge win.
I think the 20 grand definitely helped.
This arena is on its feet.
Wow. The medics paying attention to Yakub Sulamanov.
Wow.
That was just not a knockout, that was a significant knockout. Let's take a look here. Sulamanov puts his head down and it was a clipping left hand on the chin.
Yep, it slides that temporomandibular joint over, pinches the nerve, and it just switches the button off.
And I tell you what, he followed up with a number of hammer fists. He was making sure that 20 grand check is firmly in his bank. Motivation galore, lives being changed here at 971 FC.
See Sulamanov there, obviously dejected, devastated, disappointed, but it's nice to see his opponents embracing him.
Let's remember, that is the first defeat of Yakub Sulemanov's career. 7-0. He trained with some of the best athletes in the world. That puts in perspective the work that Namo Fazil has just put in.
Absolutely, and it's like you said, disappointing because it's his first loss on a huge stage. Probably thinking, 20 grand is put in front of him, and it's just gone now. Like a lot of us just looking for loans, I'm sure as well.
Yeah, Rick, I've got 20 grand back. We're just waiting for Suleimanov to be.
I have to say, Fazil, now, he really backed up everything he said. Like, he talked a big talk during the week. A lot of people were saying, was it all, smoke that he was talking, but, well, let's obviously deliver.
Let's make this one official with Grant.
At 1 minute 30 seconds of the second round, we have a winner by way of knockout from Kurdistan, namo
A life-changing win for Namo Fazil. Well, let's get a few words with our winner. Carl is up there inside the cage.
I'm here with Namo Fazil, a man who just won $20,000, baby.
Oh, baby, I'm gonna eat! Yeah!
You're going to do a lot more than eat with that amount of money, my friend.
Baby.
Now, there was a lot of bad blood going into that fight, a lot of talking going at the press conference. In your opinion, I don't know how the other side feels, in your opinion, is the beef squashed?
Yes, if I'm honest, look, this is a sport. Obviously,